Sweet and Peachy.
Hello and welcome to this week's Sweet and Peachy for instalment 2 of Cancel Culture with me, Lizzie.
And me, Lee, from Lee and the Sweet Life and Foodie Book Club.
So last week we went through 5 people who have become kind of victim of cancel culture. I love these little air quotes. So we talked about people like Ellen DeGeneres, and obviously we discussed what cancel culture actually is. So it is a social way of kind of censoring people and content for disagreeing with us, for doing things we don't think are right, and that we don't think have been followed up properly by the typical kind of authorities.
Yeah.
So we've got another 5 for you.
We have.
Exciting.
The first one.
I know who some of these are.
The first one, I know you'll know exactly who. Number 5 is Joey Guglielmelli, which is she's known as Sherry Pie in the Drag Race. I'm just looking at your face because you're going, oh, Drag Race.
As I say, I know it's massive and it's really popular. I just don't get it. I don't find it entertaining at all. I find it a bit weird.
Well, yeah, we'll come back on that one because we're going to have to do a Drag Race because I'm the complete opposite to you. I think it's the most culturally positive thing that's ever happened, and I think RuPaul has changed a lot of people's lives with it. So that's that. However, we're talking about this guy Sherry Pie, okay, who he was in the last version episode series of Drag Race, right? And he went through all the series until right up to the end, and then they basically what they did was showed when they put it out, they showed very little of him and didn't have him in the end, the big finale and everything like that, because it turned out that it was found out that he catfished men, younger men, to submit embarrassing tapes. He was pretending to be an agent, which is, I mean, we've all heard of that sort of ridiculousness before, but that's what he was doing. So obviously the whole show is about positivity and about
direct prevention of the whole thing's about.
Absolutely, and it's about supporting gays and LGBT and all that sort of thing. And so obviously he was out, and so he's not just been censored, he's just been. So I'm sure he's still got lots of supporters. From a Drag Race perspective, I thought he was very good, and I thought he could have won the whole thing, and that's the shame of it. You know what I mean? Because if you ever, not that you'll ever watch it, but if anybody's out there who's watching it, and please subscribe and like, then you'll see what I mean. He was awesome, absolutely awesome. But that's that, that's that. Now I'm going to go to number 4, Jimmy Fallon.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
this is one of those ones where it annoys me, like, because yes, it shouldn't have happened, but equally, why are we dragging it up now?
Yep.
When other people were doing the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It was. Yeah. I'm not saying it was the right thing to do. It wasn't necessarily culturally acceptable, but there was a lot of it going on at the time. So why are we bringing up an old? Because this is the old, like the painted face thing, isn't it?
It is. He did blackface. He did a sketch. I don't know how many years ago, but it was a lot of years ago. A sketch of Chris Rock, and he blackface up. Wrong. Yes, we all get it. It is absolutely wrong, and I'm not justifying that in any way. However, it's back to the thing we said last one, or I did. It was a time. It was a comedian doing something that was being done. The jokes around, not necessarily Chris Rock, but all of that something was being done. I mean, there were so many shows in England and in the US about dressing up as other people and things like that. And
Little Britain, for example.
Who?
Little Britain.
Yes.
Because obviously.
Absolutely.
So just of Destiny or something is the black lady. They're obviously blackface lady.
Okay.
But,
exactly. So does Little Britain taken up because of fat shaming people?
No, it was because of it happened when the Black Lives Matter issue was massive. And they took, I don't know if they took everything off, but they certainly took the episodes which involved that character.
But at the time, they were funny. People thought they were funny. I've never watched Little Britain ever, actually, so I'm really sorry.
You really should. I think you'll like it because it's our kind of humour.
Oh, right. But
I mean, some of it I'm a bit like, but...
Is that the one that, who's in that?
Matt Lucas and David Williams.
Him.
Oh, really?
I'm the only one in the country who can't stand David Williams, and when we're off air, I shall tell you for why. But I just don't like him. Yeah, but see, at the time it was fine. People were laughing at it. So what makes it unacceptable now? It was unacceptable then. So yes, I think they should have taken it off. But should Fallon be cancelled? Should he not just take it off and go, I'm sorry, I don't understand. You know what I mean? It's an interesting thing, and I'm willing to learn. I just don't. Please explain to everybody.
I find it odd how we can hate him now for something that he did a long time ago, and you know, for all we know, he doesn't agree with that. Do you know what I mean? He knows it's wrong. So if he knows it's wrong and he's apologized, I'm not saying that fixes everything, because obviously it doesn't, but why drag it all back up?
I know. No matter what we say here, though, somebody's going to watch this and have a go at us, because they're not going to understand that actually I'm just trying to learn about it and you're just trying to learn about it. I just don't understand. That's my thing. I just don't understand it. But I'm going to be moving on to number 3. Number 3 is J.K. Rowling. Come on. Come on. I mean, I sort of get this. Again, please explain to me, people. Do you know what this is about?
This was the tweets, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the tweets.
I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was about the LG. There's so many letters. That community. And what did she say in the end? I can't remember.
Well, somebody had put out some tweets about gender transition and the menstruating. So somebody said, those women who don't menstruate, right? So gender transition women, right? Yeah. And she said, I don't know, sarcastic, I'm not defending either of them. It was, she said something like, oh, how do you normally say that? Is that as a woman's, is it men? But and so he was trying to take the mickey out of the word menstruation, saying that actually women, if you menstruate, you're a woman. And the LGBT community said, actually, no, you can be a woman now because of transgender and all that sort of thing. Yeah. You can be a woman without menstruating now. And then she came back with something else. And so that's sort of like, what is interesting though, a lot of her film people, the guys who were in Harry Potter, they came out in defense of the LGBT, which means I'm wondering what they know about J.K. Rowling, because that sounds a bit weird. And also lots of book things like her related to Harry Potter, like lots of giant book clubs and things like that have banned her from the site. So it's massive, absolutely massive. I
have no idea it had been that big. I just remember there was all these rumbles. And she can be quite outspoken. Yeah. At the best of times. Yeah, but usually it's good.
Yeah, and one of the things I don't agree with is, I don't know what you like on Twitter, but sometimes I'm just scrolling on Twitter and I think I'm doing a nice thing by retweeting something, right? And sometimes I don't read them.
Yeah, you always retweet me.
Yeah, it's retweet. But sometimes I just retweet, right? And what she's been accused of is in the past, when she first started getting famous on Twitter, she's just retweeted people. Obviously, some of the things she's retweeted are things that possibly now shouldn't have been retweeted in the now culture. And she's going, actually, I was just freaking retweeting stuff. You know, I didn't, you know. So it's an interesting thing, because it's made me go along when I'm retweeting going, I need to read this, because it could be anything.
Yeah.
No.
It's a funny one. I think that was a very dangerous move to make light of something like that, because it is such a sensitive subject. You know, and
now it's like the subject, isn't it? They were like, the 3 subjects: Black Lives Matter, LGBT, and now it's cancel culture. You know, in the COVID. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, I just it surprises me that she would choose that topic to get involved with, but hey.
No. So number 2, okay. Tyra Banks. You don't like Tyra Banks? Just tell me. Come on, tell me.
Well, she's just horrible.
Did you used to watch all the modelling things? I used to do
like years and years ago. I couldn't even tell if it was still on, but yeah, I used to watch it, and she was just so cutting and horrible. And some of the things that she would say, and like, I was just like, hang on, what? I'd have ended up decking her if I'd been on that show. And yeah, she's very beautiful, obviously, and she's done very well for herself, but
Yeah, but beauty doesn't mean
Not being going inside.
well, just be privileged to be pretty doesn't mean that people are born pretty and with a bit of makeup can be beautiful. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you're nice inside, does it? But she's literally, that's what she's been cancelled for the old programs. So like you said, there was that one with the gap in the tooth, which I remember actually watching that.
I don't know.
Oh, right. So there's this girl there and she had a gap in her tooth. And she, they had to do all these makeovers, and so they went to the dentist for some of them, and one of them had a snaggle tooth, which which is like a lot of English people do, like sticking out. So she had that done, and Tyra wanted her to close the gap in her teeth, and of course the girl said, "I'm not going to." It was a big gap, right? And she says, "I'm not going to close it all, but I wouldn't mind just a little bit and still have a gap." So she basically, in Tyra's head, she refused to have it done. So when she was doing the whole thingy at the end, she did this. So you think you've got this gap in your teeth, and you think you're going to get, and all this hide by this, and all they can see is this gappy tooth, and which is not a good thing.
No.
There's that, and then there was lots and lots of other things. She was so basically mocking the flaws of these young girls. Yeah.
Kate Moss has a gap in her teeth, and she's not exactly been unsuccessful.
It might have come up, and she said, the usual thing is, well, you're not Kate Moss, are you? That's the thing, and you go, But it's interesting because I agree that she should, but again, cancelled. She hasn't been cancelled. She's just apologised, and that seems to be all right, unless I don't know what's going on. But so how is that? I don't know the difference. What makes a criteria being cancelled and not cancelled? I don't know.
No idea. But then, to be fair, you think like in recent times we have seen, like, for example, Caroline Flack, the effect of negative comments and everything and what that has led to. So I do think Tyra should be, if it's still going on, it should massively be pulled up. It should never have happened in the first place. It should have been questioned at the time. But if she's still doing it, then absolutely she needs.
I think it should be pulled up. But it's like I'm putting it on this list as being cancelled, but because that's what they're saying. But in reality, I don't think she has been cancelled. I think she's just gone, oh yeah, it was, and she's literally said it was that's what I was doing at the time, and looking back, it was wrong. And also, there was this photo shoot where she had all the young girls' black face, blacking up. And I know she's a black lady, but is that right? Just because she's a woman of colour?
Does it not work two ways?
I don't know. So she apologised for that. So I don't know what makes people being cancelled and then just being like tapped on the wrist. I don't know.
It's an odd one, that, isn't it?
No. Yeah. I have a number one, which is my favourite. And for me, this started. Have you heard of this lady? Have you heard of Vanessa Hudgens? Okay. So you know what she did?
She downplayed all the pandemic, didn't she? Massively.
Yeah. And I think this. Yeah, I think this started the whole thing for me, because this was the very first thing that I saw. And part of me has sympathy for her, because again, it was back to the very beginning when it came out of nowhere. Nobody knew how big this was going to be, how huge, and how it was going to kill people and everything like that. And there were lots of doctors, especially in the US, and on TV going, it's just like a flu. It's just like a flu, right? And so she came out on her Instagram and said, and I'm going to read this because I need to do this right. So in this voice, yeah, people are going to die, which is terrible, but like inevitable. And that's how she said it. Okay. And then followed that with, maybe I shouldn't be saying this right now. And you want to go, yes, stop talking. So she was seen as being flippant and all that sort of thing. And now her career's just gone because of that thing. So part of me goes, yeah, you shouldn't have said it and you should have waited. But a lot of people were trying to get on the bandwagon, especially celebrities. Yeah. You had Madonna in a bath, you had whatever, all that sort of stuff. You did. You had Madonna in bath going, oh, I feel for everybody. I'm in this bath in my big mansion, Yeah. So I sort of see why she is, but...
It was misguided. I think is
misguided. That's what the word that a lot of people are using, is it? I was misguided by the lies that were out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny one, isn't it? Because I think everyone is so emotionally invested with coronavirus, and it's not just caused loss of life; it's caused huge lockdown. Like, when have we ever seen this? Do you know what I mean? It's not in our living memory.
This is so unlike anything big like the war or anything. It was just nothing. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
and I think, you know, it's a very emotional subject because people have lost jobs. There will be people losing homes, as well as losing friends, family. So I think, yeah, that was a very silly thing to do.
It was. There were a lot of people, though. I mean, even the sort of so-called medical people in America on TV were being stupid and saying, you know, I mean, I don't want to bring his name up, but flicking heck, please don't get Trump in again, right? I mean, what? Oh my God!
Yeah, he's
inject yourself with disinfectant and UV rays. You
yeah,
know,
he's
if
not
that's
the brightest.
No, but if that's the leader of your world, you've got to be going, are you mad? I mean, you know. So that's my top 5 anyway. 4, 2, please subscribe. Please like.
I've enjoyed talking about this. It's been good fun. I'm learning loads about YouTubers and influencers and people I've never heard of. So it's an education. If nothing else.
You ask your kids.
I'm trying to get them off YouTube. They just watch loads of videos of kids playing with toys or making sign. Like, you've got your own toys to play with.
Start your own video. Those channels earn those kids millions opening packages. Do you know what? There are channels out there where they just get a box and they open it and that's the channel to find out what's inside. Something comes to the post, so the mum sends them something, they open it and that play with it, and that's the channel. Millions. I swear to God.
We're in the wrong job.
Oh, get them on it. Get them working now. Yeah, go on.
Oh, but next week, I am so looking forward to this one. This is going to be awesome. We're talking about Karens.
Oh my God.
I can't wait.
I've got so many. We might have to do 2s of this. I don't know, because honestly, I'm going to have to cut down because I'm obsessed with these ladies.
Oh, things they come out with are so funny. But yes, so that's that, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Sweet and